Hello everyone, it's me again, Johnny. I'm doing a second video today. I might delay the upload for a bit though. It's chucking it down with rain outside, no surprise, it being February in the UK. It's been grey for months, maybe years. Absolutely sick of it. So I thought I'd occupy myself on my day off, seeing as I can't really go out and do anything. And I'd show you this one today. This one is my 70's double cut Junior. Now don't be confused, this is not a Gibson, this is a made in Japan lawsuit copy. I think this is from about 73, maybe 75. It's very hard to date, there's no serial numbers or on them or anything, just going by other examples I can find. This is quite a rare one, so this was made in the Ibanez factory in the 70's. Which obviously means they're good quality, because we all know that the 70's Ibanez lawsuit ones are really, really good and very, very sought after. However, if you find one with a different name, you can often pick up a bargain. Now this one is badged under Arbiter. I'll show you the logo there. You can see it's resplendent in 70's like pearloid font going up there. As Arbiter is the same company that had the fuzz face and stuff like that, so it was branded for them, shipped over, and they sold them off in music stores here at a lower price than the Gibson ones. And it's pretty much as you'd expect. It's the right thickness for a proper one. It's got your basic volume and tone, one pickup, wraparound bridge. Now when I got this, it'd been refinished in a nasty, really nasty cherry colour. It wasn't particularly accurate, it wasn't hugely well done. So, and also you can probably see there in the light if I catch it right there, that's a terrible bit of over sanding going on, where I don't know how they managed that. I don't know, maybe they're high or something when they were sanding it, but if I was to fill that out, I'd have to grain fill and put it as a big solid colour, and I quite liked the grain of the mahogany in there. From what I can tell, it's mahogany neck and mahogany body. It certainly looks like it. The neck is different feel to a Gibson one. It's a lot narrower on the nut end. It's like a Fender shape, really. It's about, I think this is about 42, 43 millimeters. It is like I say it's like a mid-60s Telecaster down the bottom. Fattened up a fair bit up the top there, but not a huge amount. It's not like a big old club or anything, which would be lovely. I like them really fat on the neck, but it's very, very comfortable down here, and if you're coming up to do your usual sort of twiddly bits, then it gets a little bit flatter. The radius looks, I mean, it looks to be somewhere between 10 and 12, which would make sense considering what it's copied. Fret wire, it may have had a refret. They're quite wide and they're quite tall still, but I wouldn't know. Its history isn't that well known to me. Now when it came, it had obviously the refinish, which you can clearly see has been taken off. I stripped it off. Fortunately they'd used nitro, and it came off within about 10 minutes with some acetone, and I sprayed this really cool, well I think it's really cool, avocado green colour or metallic green colour on it. Now I actually used Montana Gold branded spray paint, which is a graffiti paint. Goes on real easy, just doesn't really run or anything like that. It doesn't wear like nitro does, but because it's so thin, I'll probably end up getting some wear and tear here. Also another thing, it came with a tortoiseshell guard that was clearly either handmade badly or was the wrong shape for the actual shape that this was, even though this looks accurate. And it was all like the gaps were wrong and it was all wonky and shit. So not being able to just buy one off the shelf, I just handmade one. I spent about 3 or 4 hours cutting and filing it to shape out this piece of 1-ply black until it looked good. Screwed it on there, happy days. What have I changed? The bridge, I had I think it's a Faber branded aluminium wraparound, which I stuck on there. That was easy enough. And I upgraded the tuners to Kluson Deluxes, because the old ones were the 3 on a plate, and they were, in all honesty, they were dog shit. So, and they weren't holding much tune, and we all know what the headstocks like this are like. They do tend to go out of tune because of the angles, like every Gibson in the world. But there you go. So it's pretty simple, volume and tone, one pickup. I'll go through a few settings, fuzz, clean, that sort of stuff, or distortion and clean, This isn't going to be too much to go through really, but I'm just going to do a similar sort of stuff to what I normally do, some picking, some chords, that sort of stuff. This is a punk rock guitar primarily in my opinion, but it does do clean stuff pretty well. Actually, before I stop and do that, the first time I ever saw these, specifically this brand, if you go back and watch any of the early Billy Bragg footage and photographs from the first few years of him touring and playing and stuff, one of these was the guitar he used, an Arbiter Double Cut Junior. His was completely stripped, so it was just raw wood. I did have this like that for a little while until I decided to paint it green. I was scared that because of the kind of songs I actually write and the kind of way I sing, I didn't want to be accused of cosplaying Billy Bragg. As much as I'd love to be able to write songs like that, man, I can't. But so I made it my own, made it green. The green and the black I think looks nice. I left the neck completely raw though, and then just put a little bit of oil on there, so it'd stay nice and smooth and easy to play. That's actually really nice. So here we go, bridge pickup. Got my standard 65 Vibrochamp, little bit of reverb from the Flint. I've set it to the 70's, I think it's a hall or a room reverb. Just real light one just to smooth it out as always. Here we go. Tone down about halfway just to do that. Not a lot of difference all the way down. Tone down much, to be fair. I could just get rid of that. I hardly ever use them on my guitars. Okay, let's turn the reverb down a bit. I'm going to put on my Timmy that I normally use for a bit of light crunch. This is more of what a Junior I think is all about. Got a white face rat here. It's pretty good for some heavier stuff. It's probably gonna have a lot of hum because it's the old P90 and it's kind of microphonic anyway. I did switch it over to a different one, which sounded a lot brighter, but I felt like it lost its charm, and it also started sounding like my Telecaster a bit too much, and I wanted it to sound different, so excuse the noise. Here we go. Like that. Let's switch it off. Let's do a bit more clean. We'll do it with a little bit of delay on there with the Memory Man. I guess we could play some Billy Bragg. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a Junior. That's what it does. So yeah, I didn't pay a lot for this, which was nice. It's cost me very little to upgrade the bits I needed to. If you're patient, you can find them. There are other, I think they call them grey market brands when they're marketed for someone else but made by a different factory. There are other brands out there. This is just the one I had been looking for and happened to stumble across nicely. I think this was on Facebook Marketplace I found this. There's not many of these kicking around anymore. A lot of them got broken, obviously up in the usual spot for these sorts of things. And because they were so cheap, I expect they just got tossed or robbed for parts. But theoretically speaking, is an Ibanez guitar. Like, the pickup is an Ibanez pickup. I don't know if these pots, these knobs are original, if I'm honest with you. They are the speed knobs. They probably came with like top hat style ones or something at the time. But yeah, also it's got a lovely, when I got it, it had this, the back plate here was already kind of a wood grain, which I don't know if that's original or a replacement, but it kind of nicely matches the neck from the back, which is nice. And I put a old fashioned style, narrow, skinny, just standard issue leather strap on there because it seemed to suit it. But there you go. Anyway, that's that one done. Arbiter Double Cut Junior. I know fuck all else about them really, apart from the stuff I've told you. But I do love it, and it was cheap, and it sounds like rock and roll, baby. Bye.